stories fade with time, buried beneath silence, lost in forgotten files, or dismissed as mysteries that will never be solved. But behind every case is a voice that was never heard, a truth still waiting in the dark. This channel is dedicated to the victims, the unanswered questions, and the stories that refuse to disappear. Because somewhere, someone still knows what happened. Welcome to Cries, Unheard in the Darkness. Midlothian, Texas, isn't the kind of place where people lock their doors out of fear. It's a town of Friday night lights, early morning coffee, and neighbors who know each other's names. But on the morning of April 18th, 2016, the atmosphere was different. A violent spring thunderstorm was tearing across the plains, turning the sky a bruised purple and drowning the streets in a deluge of rain. Most of the town was tucked safely under their covers, listening to the thunder. But inside the Creekside Church of Christ, the darkness was being disturbed. At 3:50 a.m., a motion-activated camera flickers to life. A figure emerges from the shadows. They are dressed in full tactical gear, a helmet, a heavy vest labeled police, and gloves. In their hand, they carry a hammer. They look like they're there to protect the building, but as they begin to smash through glass and kick in doors, it becomes clear. This isn't a protector. This is a predator waiting for the sun to rise. While the figure in the helmet paced the hallways, Missy Bevers was waking up in her home just a few miles away. Missy was a force of nature, a 45-year-old fitness coach who pushed people to find their strength. She had messaged her Camp Gladiator students the night before. Because of the rain, they'd be moving their 5 a.m. workout inside the church. It was a simple maternal decision to keep her students dry. At 4:18 a.m., Missy's truck pulls into the church parking lot. She hauls her gear through the rain and enters the building. She was strong, she was fit, and she was capable. But she was walking into an ambush that had been half an hour in the making. She had no way of knowing that in the silent hallways of her sanctuary, someone was already there, watching her from the dark. Shortly after 5 a.m., a student of Missy's entered the church and found her body. She had several puncture wounds to the head and chest. A police warrant alleged the wounds were consistent with the tools the suspect was carrying throughout the building. This is the footage that changed Midlothian forever. The suspect wanders the church with a bizarre, methodical patience. They don't head for the offices to find cash. They don't look for electronics. They just walk. And then there's the gait. It's a walk you'd recognize anywhere, a heavy, labored sway, the right foot turning outward with every step. Is it an old football injury? Is it the weight of the gear? For years, police have played this video for anyone who would watch, with hopes someone would say, "I know that walk." But so far, the silence has been deafening. The gear was the perfect disguise. It transformed a person into a generic silhouette of authority. In the wake of the murder, the town's sense of safety evaporated. Suspicion became the local currency. First, there was the phantom car, a silver Nissan Altima seen circling a nearby store 2 hours before the murder. Its driver acted as if they were scouting the area, but the car vanished into the storm and was never seen again. Then, the focus shifted inward. Missy's father-in-law, Randy Bevers, became the center of a media firestorm when he took a blood-stained shirt to a dry cleaner days after the murder. The internet judge and jury found him guilty instantly. But the truth was far less cinematic. The blood was from a dog, and Randy was hundreds of miles away when the crime occurred. The bloody shirt became a symbol of the investigation, a promising lead that ended in a brick wall. If the killer didn't leave DNA, did they leave a digital footprint? Investigators dove into Missy's life. They found the creepy LinkedIn messages, flirtatious, unsettling pings from a stranger. In our modern world, we leave a trail of breadcrumbs everywhere we go. Missy's fitness schedule was public. Her location was predictable. Did someone watch her from behind a screen for months, learning her patterns, waiting for a morning exactly like this one? A morning where a storm would provide the perfect cover. Police cleared the men she was messaging, but the theory remains. This wasn't random. This was a hit. This was someone who knew exactly where Missy would be at 4:18 a.m. 10 years have passed since that storm rolled through Midlothian. The church has been repaired. The girls have grown up. But the case of Missy Bevers remains a jagged wound in the heart of Texas. The SWAT killer is still out there. They might still walk with that limp. They might still have that helmet tucked away in a box in the attic. They think they got away with it because they wore a mask and a vest. But the truth doesn't care about disguises. It just needs one person to finally find their courage. $150,000 is on the table, but justice for a mother of 3 is worth so much more. If you have any information regarding this case, please contact the Midlothian Police Department Criminal Investigation Division. Thanks for listening to Cries, Unheard in the Darkness. If this story stayed with you, you're not alone. Like and subscribe, because the darkness always has more to say. Until next time, listen carefully.